Welcome back. Those were the main headlines and more details. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi witnessed on Saturday the celebration of the Egyptian Judiciary Day in the Al-Manara International Conference Center at the 5th Settlement in Cairo. The head of state also presided over the Supreme Council of the Judiciary Authorities and Organizations. Details.
President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi witnessed on Saturday the celebration marking the Egyptian Judiciary Day, a ceremony which is held for the first time and was attended by a large number of prominent judiciary figures, top state officials and media men. Upon his arrival, President Sisi expressed his deep appreciation for meeting the judiciary panel's members. President Sisi announced his full respect to the Judiciary Authority, affirming that he has directed the government to meet all requirements to enhance its working system. In his speech, the head of state asserted that he will never intervene in the judiciary affairs, saying it's not a matter of politics, but rather a reality. It's a golden rule which Egypt cannot deviate from. He added that managing the judiciary system is essential for establishing the state of law. Sisi stressed that the sacrifices of the judiciary members, coinciding with those of the army and police, are the shield which maintain the country's security and stability. In the same context, the president honored the judges who fell martyrs in terrorist attacks. President Sisi also extended his appreciation and respect for former interim president Mansour for his support of the hard times Egypt went through. On behalf of the Supreme Council for the Judiciary, Minister of Justice Councillor Omar Marwan handed President Sisi the Egyptian Judiciary Shield.
Addressing the attendees, Minister of Justice Omar Marwan stressed that the establishment of the new City of Justice in the new administrative capital is the gem of the ministry's projects. Marwan stated that in less than 2 years, the ministry accomplished unprecedented achievements concerning the developmental projects to elevate the judiciary system, hailing President Sisi's support in this regard. In his speech, President of the Supreme Constitutional Court, Councillor Said Merei, said that President Sisi was the first head of state to give directives to activate the role of Egyptian women in judicial bodies. Merei stressed that the president was also the first to order the introduction of electronic justice in all courts within the framework of the largest Digital Egypt project. As part of the Armed Forces celebrations marking the 6th of October victory, Minister of Defense and Military Production Lieutenant General Mohammed Zaki witnessed the final stage of RA 32 maneuver carried out by the Armed Forces units of the Western Military Zone. The drills were carried out by units of the Western Military Zone over the past days, involving the Air Force, the live fire exercises, including anti-tank guided missiles, and rapidly and precisely locating and firing at fixed and mobile tactical targets. They aim at keeping the highest degree of combat efficiency and readiness of the personnel to guard the country's west border. For his part, the Defense Minister expressed Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces, Abdel Fattah al-Sisi's appreciation of efforts exerted by the military personnel in the Western Military Zone to preserve Egypt's national security. Meanwhile, Chief of Staff of the Armed Forces, Mohammed Farid, attended one of the main stages of RA 32 maneuver. Farid hailed the training and spirit of the army men as well as their teamwork while carrying out their duty in protecting Egypt's national security. Upon President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi's directives and within the framework of the Egyptian solidarity and brotherly nations in times of crises, a military plane carrying tons of medical aids offered from Health Ministry arrived in Somalia. For their part, Somalese officials expressed their gratitude for Egypt's efforts and support for the Somali people, hailing the strong ties that bind the two countries. Foreign Minister Sameh Shoukry received on Saturday Libyan Deputy Prime Minister Abdullah Al-Lafi is currently in an official visit to Cairo and accompanied by a high-ranking delegation. Official spokesperson of the Foreign Ministry Council, Ahmed Hafiz, said Shukri asserted Egypt's full support to Libya as an independent sovereign state. Egypt's top diplomat highlighted the political leadership's directives to afford the Libyan brothers with all what they need to surpass the current critical period, to resume consultations and to boost bilateral ties in all domains. Shukri also stressed Egypt's full backing to the political roadmap approved by the Libyan to hold the presidential and parliamentary elections due next December as a decisive step forward realizing stability. The foreign minister renewed the necessity to maintain the Libyan land free of mercenaries and militias and to stop any foreign intervention into the international affairs of the country. For his part, Al-Lafi hailed the Egyptian role in supporting Libya and realizing security and stability there, expressing his country's keenness to witness continuation of the Egyptian efforts in the Libyan reconstruction process, as well as enhancing bilateral cooperation in all fields. An experimental antiviral pill developed by Merck and